Hello and welcome to a review of set 75383 Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator. If you're new, please make sure to subscribe. This set was first released May 1st, 2024 and retails for £60, $70 or €70 and contains 640 pieces along with 3 plus 1 minifigures, so 4 in total. This is actually my first Sith Infiltrator set I've had, so I don't have anything to compare it to in the past, however I do wish to do that in the future. So on the front of the box you have the LEGO logo, the Star Wars logo, along with a beautiful render of the set, along with the 25 years of LEGO Star Wars, the exclusive Saw Gerrera minifigure, along with Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn and Anakin Skywalker there as well. On the back of the box you have just some renders of how the set can be played with. So you've got the cockpit opening up, the missiles, the things dropping out, I don't know what they're called, like this scout droid type things, and just another visual of that opening up, along with Qui-Gon and Darth Maul fighting there with Anakin Skywalker. So looks like to get into this set it is going to be thumb tabs, which as this is a kid's set I'm not as fussed about it as I usually would be, but I do just prefer tape tabs usually. So let's get this opened up. So inside the box you get 7 bags numbered 1 to 7, along with the instruction manual, which is in the newer style. So you have the render of the set on the front along with all 4 minifigures, and as you go through you have the taskbar with Darth Maul running along the bottom, which is quite cool. So I'm going to get this built up and I'll catch you in a second. So the set is now all built up, so let's have a look at the minifigures. Starting off with young Anakin Skywalker, nothing really special going off here, some lovely printing on the front and back, but nothing on the legs, shoulders, and you do get a lovely reverse face print as well, as a more of a surprised expression when they see Darth Maul coming over with his speeder bike. Next up is the pupilless Darth Maul. I've seen quite a bit of this recently on Facebook and all those other places, and I think he does look very weird without the pupils. But you do have some lovely printing going on all the way down his body, which lines up beautifully, and on the back as well, along with some toe printing, which you don't often see on the majority of minifigures. They are unfortunately still using the old lightsaber piece for the Darth Maul lightsaber. They have used the longer, newer piece, which would work better in the actual set, but not here, which is slightly disappointing. And then you do still have the detachable hairpiece, which is something which does really add to Darth Maul. However, it doesn't line up 100% on this one. I'm not sure how well it will come across on camera, but it's just a very minor thing there. Next up is Qui-Gon, and I think this minifigure is absolutely incredible. You got the cloth piece, which is really quite nice, and that just lifts up to show some amazing printing. From the legs to the torso, it is just amazing, the amount of detail on there, and yet very similar on the back as well, which is really quite cool to see. The hairpiece is, I think, the same one we've seen previously, and you do get the green lightsaber, and unfortunately fortunately there is a reversible face print as well, which is really nice to see on these minifigures. And the final minifigure for this set is Saw Gerrera, who is included on the 25 years stand, which is just the same as all the other ones. So the general minifigure is really quite cool. You've got the 2 aspects around the neck, so you've got his general cape along with his armour. The way they've done it is really quite cool. It's just in the Buzz Lightyear ones, they had all these armor pieces, and that is exactly the same piece here. But you've got some lovely shoulder printing on either side, and along with the just amount of printing all the way down. You do get a staff as well, but not too much detail. But this is the piece I meant, which would be a lot better for Darth Maul. I don't know why they haven't used it. I will probably change it out myself. And you do get a lovely face printing on both sides as well. So now let's have a look at the main build of the ship. So the general build of the ship was pretty simple. It is a 9+ set, so it is as you would expect. There was a few really interesting techniques they use, and I'll get onto those shortly, but let's just start off with the front and work our way to the back. It's not much detail here, so we're just going to pretty much skip along. But if you look through there, you should be able to see the push-fire missiles, and these have a really quite cool launch mechanism. As you can see, there's no real way to launch them, but it is very nicely and discreet with these 2 pieces here. So I'm just going to fire them at the display. Each one fires individually, so you can do the right one, like so, and the left one. So that is really quite cool, and you just reload them by pushing in the front there. So it's just these 2 tile pieces there. Moving on back, there's not really much, except for you get the legs, which do have a pretty good range of motion. They do stop there, which I think is the actual length they're meant to be. However, it does create quite a significant angle, but you can always adjust that yourself, and that's a really quite cool piece of detail there. So moving back a bit, so you've got the entranceway to where the probe droids will be dropped, and that opens up like so, and you can see all 3 of them inside like so. They are a pretty basic build, which I think consists of about 6-7 pieces, which does the job, and they do slot in here quite nicely, and because they are round, they do just roll in down. And the way to release these is probably the coolest mechanism I've seen in a set like this in a long time. So if I flip it up, you can see this rubber Technic piece, which is causing tension here, thus putting out this little tiny piece stopping this trapdoor from opening. But when you retract that, like so, they all just fall out, and it's just the smallest bit which keeps the door in place. So they all fall out very easily if you have the ship the right way around, and then they do just all go very nicely inside. I think you could probably fit maybe one more if you did build enough one, but the roof might not close properly. Moving on to the back of the ship, you have the general fins, which do just open up, so it has that swooshability factor. But you can't stand it like that, obviously, because that is flight mode. But it's a pretty cool little feature there, and some nice detail along the sides. Moving up top here, you have this. There's no stickers in this set, which I was really quite impressed about. You have this lovely printed dome piece, which opens up quite nicely, and you do then get the Darth Maul bike inside, and you can also open up these to either side, and this all the way down to reveal the bike, along with the control panel for the ship, which is another cool piece of detail. However, you can't have both in at the same time. There's no place to put all your characters in one set. If you wanted to, you could probably stand Darth Maul up on here, but it probably wouldn't work too well, which is slightly unfortunate for the set, but it does all close up very nicely. Everything is nice and snug inside. So that is the majority of the set. You do just have some really cool bits of detail just in here, just to show it can be used as a display set and not just a play set, which is really quite cool. You can get a bit of angle there and a bit of angle with the other pieces, which is really quite cool to see. So that's going to be it for this video. If you're new, please make sure to subscribe. I should have the rest of the May 1st sets coming out as a review very shortly. I think the promo one will be coming out tomorrow by the time this is uploaded, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.